All right, we talked a little bit about electrical devices, and I think we're going to work our way over from the left here to the right, and starting with cable tray. We'll talk about wiring a little bit later. So cable tray, what you do basically is you pick points. You set the cable tray type, whether you want a ladder type or an open end or a closed cable tray. We'll see there'll be a list of those in our type selector. And then you pick points and you set the width of the cable tray, the actual width of the cable tray, the height of the cable tray itself, and then the offset vertically off of the level. If we start by drawing on our level 1 power plan, then level 1 will be the default level, and you set the height at which vertically the cable tray is going to be placed. And as you draw and pick your points and drag along the screen, you can change the vertical offset and the width and the height of the cable tray itself. So, and it will add in all the fittings and stuff with that if you pick that type of cable tray. So watch, we'll start a cable tray tool. First thing we want to do is have a look at what floor plan we're on, because that will set our reference level here, and then we're going to go 9 feet above. This 9 feet is the same as this. If you change this one, it changes it here as well. This is the width and height of the cable tray itself, and these are the different cable tray types we have loaded. So cable tray, channel, ladder, solid bottom, trough, wire mesh, without fittings. Okay, so let's go with the ladder cable tray type. Okay, we should also have a look in here to the edit type and have a look at the horizontal bend information. So that is the ladder horizontal bend standard. So these are families. These are horizontal bends, vertical inside bend, vertical outside bend, T's, crosses, transitions, and unions. So these are like nested families that are set in here as properties of the fittings for this particular cable tray type. And notice they're all starting with the word ladder. So I hit OK on that, and then I go here, say 12 inches wide. Well, let's go to 18 inches wide. Height, let's go 5 inches. Offset, let's go click on there and say 10. I don't have to say feet, it's going to assume feet, which is just over 3 meters high. And then I can start to draw. So I say, okay, well, maybe I'm going to have a main trunk that's going to go down the hallway here. And in fact, let's say I start at 20. Let's like it really wide, and then we'll taper it. And then not only that, let's say we're going to taper it and we want it to dodge underneath. Maybe there's some low sitting beams here, so we have to taper it, drop it down, come back up, drop it down, come back up along this corridor. So good. So we start with a big wide 30-inch by 6-inch. And then I pick a point and place it. And the thing is, don't worry about where it is, because you can nudge it around and move it as you go. So I start to go down the hallway, and then I get to this point and I have to go under the beam. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to pick. And then at this point, I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to change and go under by a foot. So it's going to drop down by a foot over this period here, and I'm going to pick again. Well, pick over there. It needed a little bit more room there, you'll notice. And then I can start to draw again, and now I'm going to go back up to 10 feet. Okay, so panning over here, let's say I go all the way down to here, and then I pick. And then I say, okay, I'm going to go back to 9 feet for a segment under here, and then I pick, goes down. And then I go back to 10 feet from this segment and to say here. And then I'm going to change my width. So now I'm further down the hall. I'm going to go to a 24-inch by 5-inch. And I'm going to keep the same 10-foot height, and then I'm going to pick. It's going to add in that reducer there. So I can drag along. All of a sudden I come up to another low sitting beam again, maybe step back a bit, pick here. That's the last point at 10 feet. Now I'm going to go back, let's say I need to go to 8'6" for some reason. 8 space 6, under 3 meters. And then say, okay, I need to do that to that point. And then from there, I'm going to go up to, maybe I'll go up to 11 feet for some reason. And then I'm going to, let's say I'm going to, where's my corridor here? Oh, there it is there. Oh, this is all supposed to be open space, so we wouldn't really have a cable tray there. But, I can pick on here and work my way over. Now, I am wondering, escape. What just happened? None of the cables are visible in the view. Oh, I went too high. I'm out of my view range. So let's change my view range. So it let me draw those points. I need to raise my view range to go, let's say, let's go 3 feet above the view and then hit apply. So then I need to go click on here. Watch how I do this. I'm going to click on here and then hover over here and hit tab and then pick. That picks that segment. And those guys are all at 11, and I'm going to say sorry. Let's put you back to 10 feet. Here has been modified. The opposite direction. Delete segments. Not sure that I have seen that error before. We're going to have a look at this probably in 3D and then see how that goes. So there's the main trunk, and I'll just keep moving along here. So now we want to, for whatever reason, again, we just want to kind of splice off a small piece and loop that around. So we need some cable tray to go inside of here. So we can go back and say cable tray, and I'm just going to hit cancel. I don't need to save. I'm going to say inherit elevation because that will make sure that it inherits the elevation of where I'm going to pick. Okay, so as you're placing your cable tray, you've also got some options in here. Automatically connect, which means when you touch another object, it's going to automatically connect, automatically inherit the elevation, inherit the size, in fact, if you want. I'm going to take the inherit size off because I'm going to use a smaller branch as I come inside of here. So, and I don't want to tag it right away, so I'm just going to pick on the center line. Click on there and take my 24-inch and then go down to point about there. And Revit's going to automatically add in that T connection. Zoom back, pick on there. Okay. Escape. Now, if I wanted to, I could actually